we'll discuss 3 tricky little tips that you can try to help your students engage their brain and think of more ways to create pattern. Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Krajewski, art teacher, artist, and overall creative human being. Today we're going to be talking about pattern and all the ways that you can teach students and practice yourself making some amazing patterns. So, are you ready to party with some pattern? The first way we'll practice making pattern is actually using old recycled calendars. There are often calendars sitting around in your school or somewhere that people discard of, but they're perfect for just equal blocking to practice a bunch of small little patterns. Typically when I would do sketchbook warm-ups with students, we would often create all these little boxes and cubes to practice different patterns in, but that is partly time consuming on its own. We really want to practice actually creating. So using calendars that are already ready for you to just block off and have students practice is a really great way to actually create. You can also do a little mini game and allow students to trade when they're working on these little calendar pieces. I can have each friend draw 3 patterns and then pass it to the next friend so that by the end they've got a pattern sheet with a whole bunch of different ideas on it, not just theirs, but from lots of other friends. It's a great idea to ask for donations specifically in December so that you can have a bunch of calendars on hand for your students. The images can also be great for collage or working on projects within your classroom as well. A quick and easy prompt to get students to think of actual patterns is going to be just observing what's around them. When we talked about pattern in our classroom, we simply said a pattern is something that repeats, kind of like a line, dot, line, dot. A pattern can also be something that fills up a space with repetition. So it doesn't have to repeat kind of in an A-B pattern where students often get stuck. I would suggest really using your environment to see what can inspire you. Maybe it was just me, but I have always loved tracing paper. Even as a kid, I would trace coloring pages using tracing paper because it's so satisfying to draw on. For our next tip, we're going to keep it simple with things you probably already have in your classroom: tracing paper and magazines. Picture the magazine flip as a kind of scavenger hunt. When students are looking through the books, they're going to find some aspect of the magazine page that just feels interesting to them. And then they'll copy just that part. It doesn't need to be the entire page, the entire image, but you're just looking for something that has an interesting shape. So they're just looking for one component to then trace, which could turn into a whole handful of patterns. Because you have that tracing paper, they can then copy that image into a small little block. And the part where we typically get caught up on actually creating patterns is the generation, right? Generating the idea, trying to think of what can I actually make? What's something that's unique? How am I going to fill my space with something that repeats? Tracing paper, magazines, and something to draw with. That's all you need for this pattern making practice. Y'all, I am a sucker for beautiful origami paper. The patterns are always so beautiful and engaging and just wonderful for creating, of course, origami, but if you look closely at the patterns, there's some inspiration there as well. So for this last tip, all you'll need is something to draw with and, of course, origami paper to help as inspiration. Creating a square and folding a few gentle markers into the paper can help to grid out what you might want your pattern to look like. If you're looking for more content about pattern, you'll definitely want to check out Flex Curriculum, which is our online platform filled with lesson plans, documents, videos, resources, all sorts of stuff that can be there for anything an art teacher needs. Within Flex, you'll find thousands of resources that are already ready for you to print, post, share with your students within your classroom, including things like this basic patterns worksheet, the folk art patterns filled with beautiful designs to help inspire students, the nature patterns. I love this particular little stripy zebra one, and then also these pop art pattern examples. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Link to these resources and more down below. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you can see more tip videos just like this.